Hey guys, Mr. Yaisley here. Just wanted to go through some basic information for our lesson today and some words you need to know. And really just one word, which is point slope form. So as you see on your notes here, the word point slope form, we've listed a definition for you, which is the formal definition. And this is simply a method or formula for writing the equation of a line when given its slope and a point on the line. Now that point on the line cannot be, or it will not be, the y-intercept. If we were given the y-intercept, we have a much simpler and quicker process to find that, which we'll talk about later on in another video. But when we're dealing with point slope form, we're saying, hey, they've given us the slope and a point on the line that's not the y-intercept, but we can still figure out the equation of the line. So we're going to use this method or formula to make that happen. So the big thing is you need to know what that method slash formula is. So the method slash formula for this is y minus y1 is equal to m times, in parentheses, x minus x1. And that is the formula or the method or just the template essentially that we used for point slope form. Now let's talk about each part of these to make sure that we have them down. So the y is just like what we would have in y equals mx plus b. It's going to be the y. Now this y subscript 1 here, this is the y coordinate of the point, right? So of that ordered pair, so the y coordinate. And we've dealt with this before when we worked with slope formula. We had the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Same idea. We've got a point, and so we're going to label the x and y with x1 and y1. So the y1 represents the y coordinate. The m here, we've dealt with that before, and we know that that stands for slope. So we're going to input our slope into that spot. And then the x, again, y equals mx plus b. The y and the x stay as y and x, right? They represent another potential ordered pair. And then our last one here is the x1, right? That is the x coordinate of the ordered pair. So those are the three spots that we're going to be inputting information into: the y coordinate, the slope, and the x coordinate. And so we use that information and we're able to then actually, once we have numbers in those places, simplify it down to get it into y equals mx plus b form, slope-intercept form. Now, big thing I want to make sure that we notice is these subtraction symbols. So much like with our slope formula that we talked about previously, those subtraction symbols start as subtraction symbols. It's not a choice based on the positive or negative of the x or y coordinate. They start as subtraction symbols. And then we input the x and y coordinates as they are. So they could be positive numbers, and so we would just put a number there, or they could be negative numbers, so we'd input it in parentheses with the negative, and then we'd have that double negative situation that we've been talking about since the beginning of the year, where it turns to a plus sign. So those are just some key points and information that we need to remember about point slope form, but make sure you have down on your paper the formula itself, which is y minus y1 equal to m times the whole thing of x minus x1. All right, well, that's the word you need to know for these upcoming lessons. All right, make sure you've got that information down, and then go ahead and move on to the next video in the lesson.